भारत के जाने माने उद्योगपति डॉक्टर बी.के. मोदी ने अपने 74वें जन्मदिन पर अपने निवास स्थान 1 नंबर पृथ्वीराज रोड पर पत्रकारों से मुलाकात कर क्या कुछ कहा, आइए सुनते हैं।
I think for the young people, there are various stages of your life. So first stage is till 25. So you should educate yourself to the highest possible things so that you can not only work in India but all over the world. The second stage is, as they say, is to raise family and children. And everybody should do that, I view, both men and women. And the third stage is when you become one with the world or the whole universe. You should not only think of your family, you should think of the society you live in, the streets you live in, so that you can expand your horizon outside your family, because you are part of a human society also. And then after 75 is you go to the path of knowledge, the path of universal knowledge. So I am at 74, so this 1 year is my preparatory year for going to the next phase of 75 onwards. So that's, to live a full life, you should do everything. But it's very important to be able to be successful in whatever you do.
Yes. So what is the global citizen idea of yours?
So the global citizen is that we are first a global citizen and then the citizen of the country. You know, when you are born as a child. You don't even know you are a man or a woman. You don't have sex. You are not even knowing which nation you are born. So this is told to you by your mother, father, that you are in this religion. They teach you about the religion of their own. They teach you about that you are a boy or girl, you should behave in a particular way. And then when you go to a school, they teach you that nation is very important, the national flag is, they give you the meaning. So what happens is your conditioning is done as you grow. And in that conditioning, you identify yourself with your nation, religion, and with your gender. But once you are above 25, you can start thinking on your own. Then you don't need your mother, father, or your gurus to teach you what you have. There is enough knowledge out there in the internet, in the society, and everybody can make his own life. And that's when you start believing what you believe. And once you do that, you move towards being a global citizen. Around the country, you realize that we are all same. There is no difference. Apart from the way we wear clothes or the language we speak, as a human society, we are one. And you are fortunate, or we are all fortunate to be a human. Because you could be born by animal or bird or whatever. But if you are born as a human, you have a tremendous responsibility to live a life which is human life with the other humans in the world. And that's what makes you a global citizen.
Yes, sir. By this, sir, I would also like to ask you, you're propagating Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So how you are contributing towards society, sir?
Because this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam has become a slogan.
Yes.
It's not something which people are able to implement. Because it means global citizen. The whole world is your family. That's what Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means. But actually what happens is the differences are so much there that unless you go in technology part, the science part, you cannot feel this thing about what we are all one. So once the mobile phone came, which I brought to the country, people realized that through one phone, you can call anywhere in the world. And no, all the numbers you can call in the world, just by one phone, you can connect. Now people have realized that when they go to space, they see the world as a very small planet. So I think science, technology is becoming, making people go global. But science is never local. So if there's a discovery of anything, whether it's the medical science or whether it's space science or whether it's any other sectors of science, it's always global. Any discovery is global. You can't say this particular technology only belongs to this nation. It is world over. It's the technology is used by everybody, and sometimes for the wrong thing. So if we have a war, the war is also using all kinds of technology. It is happening. So I think once the science develops something, it becomes a property of the whole human race. which is there. And that is the biggest change happening. And the exponential change by which science is growing has never been before. So what used to happen in 100 years now happen in 1 year. And this is amazing what's happening in the scientific technology. India is also playing a role. People can create wealth out of nowhere. So you see these new unicorns. People at the age of 25, 26 without any asset are able to create $1 billion worth of wealth. So I think this is all science and technology which is playing a role. By education I'm a scientist, I'm a chemical engineer, and so I understand the science side of the world, and that is very important. That means the whole space is science, the earth is also science, all the elements of the earth are also science. So it's all science which is changing the world, and it has changed in the past also.
Thank you.
Also, sir, would like to
Family astrologer, Chakradhar Maharaj, he came to, after my father's death, he came to my house. I was 27. And he said that, I asked him a question that why India is so backward? Why Indian psyche is not there? He said, we have a philosophy of avatars. So you have Ram avatar, you have Krishna avatar, but then there is a Buddha avatar in Sanatana Dharma. So in Sanatana Dharma, Buddha is accepted as an avatar. But in real life, nobody talks about who was later on known as a Buddha in disguise. People talk of him. That he brought Buddha, Buddhist and Hindus together. And so I made my movie, started making movies because books nobody reads. So I made Oh My God, and that became very popular. Then I made a series on Buddha, which was like 55 episodes of 45 minutes, 50 minutes each. But that was a great research I got involved in. And that research and writers and all that, because when you make a movie, you have to do a lot of research and understanding. And I met a lot of Buddhist leaders at that time. And then we came out with this book, which was based on a Vietnamese scholar, book Thich Nhat Hanh, Old Path, White Clouds. And that became the basis of this book. Then I talked with Dalai Lama, many people out there. And I realized that Buddha is part of the Sanatana Dharma. But because Buddha went by his own experience, he said about that your body is Shunya. From Shunya means from nothing, the world is created. And Sanatana Dharma says everything is full by itself, Purna. And Purna se hi Purna aata hai. So this is a very small difference. कि whether Shunya se दुनिया आती है कि Purna se Purna aata hai. So that's slight difference they said okay, because Buddha was not educated as in what I call Vedas. So it was his personal experience and through the gurus he got his teaching. Because he was a Kshatriya, he was a prince. Yes. While then Adi Shankaracharya came, he was properly trained on the Vedas, and he wrote the various documentaries on Vedas. And when he came in, he brought the Buddha and Adi together. But even today, there's a difference. Because a lot of people think Buddha is a negative force because he was talking of ahimsa. But that's not true. Buddha was talking of ahimsa because he realized that everybody is one. So I felt that the Sanatana Dharma is not complete without Buddha. And the world, India missed a lot by moving out of Buddha and only stopping at Krishna. And then some people created Balram as a 9th avatar, which is not true because it was Buddha, and Adi Shankaracharya has also said that. The 10th avatar, which is we are all waiting, is what they call is the avatar from space, Kalki avatar. So it has been seen by the Vedas that the future people will live in space, which we have seen a glimpse of it already. So our Sanatana Dharma starts from the fish, the avatar, Vatsya, which is a life start in the water. And then we have various avatars, how the progression of the humanity took place. And I think people are surprised that we presume the Kalki avatar in space. Without that time, understanding it will be easier to go to space. But now it's not looking out of reach. So I think Sanatana Dharma, that's why, is a dharma of past and future both. And that's why it's called Sanatana. It's evergreen.
Thank you, sir.